Is there something special I have to do with this? Press. You were entertaining His Majesty and his family during the crime. Indeed, my wife, Billy, was treating them to her wonderful home cooking. Your wife was there that day? Well, yeah, she was in the kitchen cooking up a storm the entire time. Come to think of it, I don't think I saw her at all that day. She takes her culinary duties most seriously, you see. That is why she was in the kitchen cooking without pause the entire day. So, the judge never saw Mrs. Inme. Should I have Abbot Inme add that statement to his testimony? Sure. Oh, are we gonna suspect her? Please add that statement to your testimony. As you wish. I mean, she is a woman. He heard a woman. She was in the kitchen cooking the entire time. What was your wife making that day? The menu that day featured Athena Cykes and Mel Tenmos. They are both traditional Chinese dishes. I can't even begin to imagine what those are. Ah, yes. The exquisite zest of that thing and the supreme texture of that thing. Lady Inme's cooking that day was utterly unforgettable. Oh god, I got the hiccups. Shit. Well, pardon me. Thank you. It brings me great joy to know you enjoyed your meal. Now, once His Majesty and his family had left, when I listened to the tape later, I heard a man and a woman quarrelling. Do-do-do-do-do. You heard everything from a recording? Indeed. Each night I would secretly check what the listening device had recorded. I would have been in serious trouble with my lovely wife had she discovered my secret. Can you really tell what happened by audio alone? Long years of ascetic training have sharpened my hearing. Oh. It is but a simple matter for me to ascertain the situation by the sounds I hear. Practicing Karanism improves your hearing? Hearing is but one of the senses it can improve. If one can focus and attain inner peace, all 5 senses can be sharpened. Why, the warbird over in the bazaar just cried. Did you not hear it? Give me a break. It sounded like an altercation between Acolyte Zealot and Acolyte Fae. Do-do-do-do-do-do-do-do. Hold on, are you sure about those voices? Was it really Acolyte Zealot and Miss Fae? I'd say that was the most reasonable conclusion under the circumstances. Or perhaps Acolyte Fae has an alibi that you can prove. I'm afraid not. Then I suggest you make like a mollusk and climb up. Now I will continue my testimony if I may. Sure. I got to add one bit to the testimony, I think. Followed by haunting silence. A loud noise. I'd say that's worth looking into. It was a terrible crashing sound. Poor Acolyte Zealot. Must have felt so heavy. Must have been the sound of that stone slab falling over. Should I have him add that statement to his testimony? Sure. I mean, if it's letting me add them, why not? Please add that statement to your testimony. As you wish. I would describe the noise as a terrible crash. Poor Zealot, it must have felt so heavy. Okay. I guess I should just press everything else? You believe that terrible crash is connected to Acolyte Zealot's death? Yes, the sound, no doubt, was poor Zealot's death knell. Such a tragedy, for he was a fine disciple. I would ask all here today to give a prayer for his departed soul. Zushire Matami Yoma. Okay. Boom boom. I had high hopes for that young man's future. Yeah. Why do I feel like such a jerk for just trying to do my job right now? Mr. Wright. Do you still feel the need to question the High Priest? His alibi is as tight can be. This isn't going so well. I'd better ask him about something else. I'm curious, Abbot in me. Did you stop by the rebel hideout after His Majesty left? Yes, I thought it would be wise to assess the situation. But as I said before, there was nothing to see. The hideout appeared as it always had. And the victim's body? It was nowhere to be found. Acolyte Faye must have already disposed of it, and anything else incriminating. So when you saw the rebel hideout, it looked like it does in this photo? Yes, I would say that is how it appeared that day. So the stone slab had been put back in place. Okay, it's just as Abbot in me saw after the incident. Mr. Wright. Is it not time to concede defeat? No, wait. I need just a little more time. If you insist. Oh. So, I bet what we end up doing is presenting the photo with this. It must have felt so heavy. In which case, who put it back up? That's what I'm going for. That's my angle. Whoosh. And I was correct. Thank you, no music. Abbot in me, you said, and I quote, "Poor Zealot, it must have felt so heavy." Why do you think he felt something heavy? You said the hideout looked like it did in this photo. Oh, right. Yeah, we're going with the fact that somebody must have put it back up. If so, there's nothing that would lead you to believe he had experienced a heavy feeling. Ooh. The fact is, of course, a stone slab did fall over onto Acolyte Zealot, impaling him on the warbard statue behind him. But that was only revealed through Her Benevolence's divination seance earlier. Will the defense please get to the point? My point is, simply hearing a crashing sound shouldn't have automatically led him to conclude the victim was crushed to death. Oh yeah, that too. I still don't see your point. I'm saying that the High Priest knew. Ooh. He knew how the victim was really killed. Why? And that is information only the real killer could have known. I definitely saw it that time. I've got the High Priest's spirit shaking in his boots, or should I say, sandals. Need I remind you Abbot in me was with His Majesty at the time of the crime? Such an alibi precludes him from being the killer. That's true, so he can't be the killer. However, he knew how Zealot was killed. Something only the killer could know. Can this discrepancy be resolved somehow? Well, Mr. Wright, we're waiting for an explanation. I was just getting to that. Time to think of something quick. The High Priest knew something only the killer could have known because he heard it from the real culprit. Who is Believe in Me. He must have heard how the victim died from the real killer. The real killer? Of course, that makes perfect sense. I don't want to believe it, but this is the only possible explanation. So tell us, who is the real killer? It's gotta be someone close to the High Priest. Someone without an alibi. The person most likely to be Zealot's killer is... Believe in Me. Oh boy. Your Majesty, while you were visiting the High Priest's home, you didn't see Mrs. In-Me at all, did you? No, I never saw her, but... What does that have to do with anything? Did the High Priest ever leave your sight? No, we were talking the entire time. And the food was brought right to the room's entryway. So the High Priest has an ironclad alibi. However, but his wife does not. What the devil are you insinuating? That she's the killer? I'm insinuating that Mrs. Inme might have killed Acolyte Zealot. Can't we just jump in over all the family? Sheesh. You have a lot of nerve making such a baseless allegation. She had no motive to kill Acolyte Zealot. He was like family to her. No, we can't entirely discount the idea. Especially if you consider that Mrs. Inme could have been the one posing as Lady Kira. Even a fool must temper his foolishness at times. Or do you truly believe Lady Kira would kill Acolyte Zealot, though he was not a rebel? But he was a rebel. As we all know, the High Priest was secretly a rebel. It would follow that his favourite disciple could very well be a rebel too. Are you suggesting that Mrs. Inme killed her husband as well? As sad as it is to think she'd kill her own husband to rid the kingdom of rebels, I don't think we can rule it out. He actually made a noise. You claim my wife is that rebel-hunting Lady Kira, and that she slew both Zealot and myself. My lovely wife? That is utterly impossible. Kura. Yikes. I've never seen the High Priest get so angry. It is as Abbot Inme stated. And the accused has already been found guilty of his murder. It is far too late to overturn it. That's right, Mr. Wright. Now apologise to the good priest before he gets angry again. Quickly now. No, I'm not going to apologise. The true identity of Lady Kira is a major piece of this trial's puzzle. Admit it, Abbot Inme, your wife Lady Inme killed you. Yet even now you continue to lie in an effort to protect her. How absurd. It appears the lawyer has forgotten. My lovely wife could not possibly battle the rebels in the guise of Lady Kira, for we were blessed by her holiness and she is with child. Praise be to the Holy Mother. I completely forgot about that. That abominable Lady Kira figure who slew me and Acolyte Zealot was the accused. This is bad, but I can't give up now. Don't forget, my client doesn't have the strength to fight rebels either. How could a weak young woman like her possibly... Jesus. Chant time. You foolish oaf of a lawyer. If only you were as blessed as Lady Inme. What? Surely, the accused possessed the strength. Or should I say, the power. The power to battle those black-hearted rebels. Oh, channeling. What are you talking about? My good prosecutor, I see you have come to the same conclusion as I. Such keen insight. Then you have figured it out as well, Abbot Inme. May I ask you to explain it to this putrid-brained lawyer? Certainly, for I cannot allow him to frame my lovely wife for murder. Foreign devil. Your Majesty, allow me to testify as to how my affair is that murderous Lady Kira. Well, if it would assuage your anger, then by all means, please testify. Hot damn, I'm still going. Witness testimony. Maya Fey is Lady Kira. Acolyte Fey channeled Lady Kira's spirit. She is a spirit medium who knows Lady Kira's true name, so she could have done it. So it was the real Lady Kira who returned to root out the rebels among us. She attacked and killed me with a strength far beyond any mortal woman. Do you understand now? Murder by spirit channeling explains everything. This is the only way the accused could have defeated one rebel after another. Indeed, I am a living, or shall I say, dead proof of her terrible power. Maya's ability to channel spirits. It's come back to haunt her. Yeah, it does that. Now is it not time to let it go and move on, Defense? No, never. I'll never give up. I'm a stubborn-headed ox. Now what? Think. How can I prove that Maya couldn't have channeled Lady Kira? There'll be something. So, how she's Lady Kira? So she channeled her spirit. My client channeled Lady Kira. Isn't that a little far-fetched? Far-fetched, you say? Why, the very fact that I am here proves she has the power to channel spirits. Ugh. I mean, we should have seen that coming. But you've no proof she actually channeled Lady Kira. Oh, but I do. She's a spirit medium who knows Lady Kira's true name, so she could have done it. Wait a minute, does she know her true name? Don't they need to know their face too, then? What does the Tome of Secrets say? Ah. So we know her name. Imson. Oh! I think it's more the fact you can't speak her name as it's unforgivable. Yeah. Screw it, going with it. Whoosh. The Tome of Secrets is only given to the priestess who performs the purification rite. Is this your proof that my client could have channeled Lady Kira? Yes, indeed. For it contains the true name of Lady Kira, a secret only revealed within. Abbot in me. I'm afraid you're mistaken. This couldn't have been used to channel Lady Kira. What nonsense! Mr. Wright, would you care to explain? This is why my client couldn't have channeled Lady Kira. Yeah, they need to know the name and face. Lady Kira's face is hidden behind a mask in the Tome of Secrets. You need both a name and a face to channel a spirit. There we go. It can't be. Oh, that's such a good animation. Without a face, it would have been impossible for my client to channel Lady Kira. Oh my. Therefore, the claim that she became Lady Kira by means of spirit channeling is patently false. No hoo hoo hoo. And with Lady Kira out of the equation, my client had no motive to commit murder. But then, who is the rebel hunting Lady Kira we've been reading about in the paper? Yes, who is this other suspect, if indeed there is one at all? Let us hear the defence's brilliant deduction. Think. The true identity of Lady Kira is the key to solving both murders. I thought Mrs. Imi was suspicious, but her pregnancy takes her out of the running. And Mr. Arabelle is a rebel. So that doesn't make sense. That leaves us with... Mr. Wright, you have that look again. The one where you know you have to say something, but you can't figure out what it is. My thinking face. This is my chance to really turn up the heat. I'll just have to stir the pot till something floats to the top. Your Majesty, I know who's been posing as the rebel hunting Lady Kira. You do? Are you sure about that? Yes, completely. I sense that I may regret this, but please go on and explain. Thank you, Your Majesty. This is who's been posing as the rebel hunting Lady Kira. I mean, it's not him. It can't be her, so it can only be him. That's literally the only other person we could point to. The true identity of the rebel hunting Lady Kira we seek is... Praise a lot. What's this? The High Priest's murdered disciple was Lady Kira, you say? The robes were in the what is it? Peace. I say, peace. The defense will continue. Yes, Your Majesty. I whittled down the list of suspects until there was only one left. But a process of elimination is not the same as solid evidence. I assume you have evidence to back up your claim. Yes, of course. I'll have some in a moment, that is. At least, I hope so. Maya wasn't Lady Kira, and neither was Mrs. Inmi or any other of the other possibilities. That leaves Zealot, and I have the evidence to prove it. The evidence that proves Acolyte Zealot was posing as Lady Kira is this. Oh, the letter! Where is it? The warning. There we go. This is what proves that Acolyte Zealot was Lady Kira. Lady Kira's warning letter. How absurd. What could that possibly prove? Prosecutor Sadmardi, you stated that this warning letter proved that my client was Lady Kira, and the reason you gave was that the High Priest's house was locked tight. But there was another member of the family who lived there. Therefore, Acolyte Zealot could have delivered the warning any time he wanted. There we go. What is he talking about? That's just not possible. I like how he does like a little jig. Are you saying Lady Kira was not the culprit, but rather the victim? That's exactly what I'm saying. But that would overturn the entire premise of this case. This trial has proceeded on the assumption Lady Kira was behind the serial killings. But if Lady Kira is one of the victims, who was the killer, and what was their motive? The only suspect left is Mrs. Inmi. There's only one possible motive. What if Mrs. Inmi is a rebel? What? Fiend, you're still bent on casting suspicion upon my lovely wife? Blasphemer, you have no evidence of this. Repent for the mistrust in your soul. Well, you have no evidence either. After all, the dagger with my client's prints on it wasn't what killed Acolyte Zealot. And the plumed Punisher theme that he heard could have been an alarm clock. That means all of the evidence linking her to the crime had been called into question. Was Lady Inmi a rebel, and did she pose as Lady Kira to kill Acolyte Zealot? Or was Acolyte Zealot a rebel, and was the accused the Lady Kira who killed him? I would say either scenario is just as likely. What are we to do now? The alarm clock, you say? Do you mean the one in the rebel hideout? Yes, but what of it? So that's it. What's gone into him? Okay. But Inmi, just what is so comical? Everything. Forgive my outburst. That simply tickled my funny bone. What did? The theme song came from the plumed Punisher clock, you say? That alarm clock I just said alarm cock. That alarm clock... Oh, I don't even say clock. Or cock, for that matter. That alarm could not possibly have gone off. What makes you say that? The clock was working just fine the last time I checked. Try using your head for a change. Would not the existence of a secret hideout be given away if an alarm kept going off? Wait, you don't mean... Indeed. We leave the alarm switched off at all times. No! Well, shit. In that case, I'm sad to say that the defense's claim does not hold water. Would you care to respond, Mr. Wright? Oh, this can't be happening. Not now. This should put an end to the lawyer's futile struggles. The theme song the victim heard was from the accused's strap, just as we suspected. Therefore, the accused is the rebel hunting Lady Kira and the victim's killer. I need an opening. Something I can raise an objection to. That Plumed Punisher theme song Acolyte Zealot heard in his final moments. I too heard it by the way of the listening device. But did you really? If you had heard it, why didn't you testify to the fact before? Is it not obvious? I did not know such a tune could become a key matter of dispute. Yes, the matter of the theme song came up before Abbott in Me was channeled. Oh right. Well then, what if he's lying about the clock's alarm being switched off? Miserable wretch. That would be a pointless lie, one easily disproven. If you check the clock, you will see that the alarm is, in fact, switched off. Ugh, come to think of it. What a fine item. And this switch, if I'm right... We set the switch back into the off position before we left. I remember hearing it clearly. Those distinctive taiko drums in the... Oh! The taiko drums, that's not the Plumed Punisher, that's the Still Samurai. Distinctive taiko drums in the intro are etched into my mind. They went... Is it gonna actually play it? Yeah, Daka Don 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 Don. Distinctive taiko drums in the intro. Come on, Phoenix, you should know this. This trial has gone on far too long. Shall we move ahead to the verdict phase now? By all means, and let us also return Abbott in Me spirit to the Twilight Realm. Before I go, let me say a word to my darling wife. We got the finger out? Yeah! Now hold on just a minute. Your Majesty. Yes. The High Priest's statement is inconsistent with a certain piece of evidence. It is. Still you writhe in defiance of your fate. The very sight reminds me of a tortured soul writhing in flames. You won't be saying that once I show you the evidence. No, all I have to do is pick the right one. This piece of evidence is inconsistent with that statement about the taiko drum intro. It would be that. The Plumed Punisher strap. Go. This is what's inconsistent with this statement. My client's Plumed Punisher strap. What does that have to do with anything? It plays the Plumed Punisher theme song. And here it is. The theme to the Plumed Punisher, Warrior of Neo Twilight Realm. Yeah, there's no distinctive taiko drums. Do you see what I mean? The music the victim heard in his final moments might not have been the Plumed Punisher theme song. I'm afraid I am not following you. What was it if not the Plumed Punisher theme? Oh, there we go. The prayers of the people, the song for the dance of devotion, the Steel Samurai theme. In his final moments, Acolyte Zealot heard the Steel Samurai theme. There are no taiko drums in the intro of the Plumed Punisher theme. So what Acolyte Zealot actually heard in his final moments was the theme of the Steel Samurai, Warrior of Neo Old Tokyo. What is this show? Peace, 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 I say, Mr. Wright. What is this Steel Samurai of which you speak? The Steel Samurai, Warrior of Neo Old Tokyo is an action hero show in America, or from America. The Plumed Punisher theme is a total rip, it's very similar to it. If you didn't know about the Steel Samurai, you could easily mistake the two. But the fact that Acolyte Zealot heard music from an American action hero show is irrefutable evidence that the accused was in the secret hideout. Unfortunately for you, nope. Actually, no. You have it backwards. Backwards. That's right, Miss Faye met an avid Plumed Punisher fan here in Karine. As a token of their friendship, she traded a certain Steel Samurai item she had for the Plumed Punisher strap. And this avid Plumed Punisher fan was the one who killed Acolyte Zealot? Yes. And that avid fan is none other than the High Priest's wife, Believe in Me. Do you have evidence to back up this claim, Mr. Wright? For as forgiving as the Holy Mother is... Jesus. I doubt she would tolerate yet another dose of your baseless slander. I suggest you prepare yourself to face Her Holiness's wrath. Doo-doo. Oh, I'm prepared to turn this entire case upside down, that is. This is my last chance, I better take a deep breath and review the evidence. I already know what I need to present, it's obvious. Very well then, please present your evidence if you would, defense. The evidence that proves Mrs. Inme was the one who killed Acolyte Zealot is this. The family photo. It's right here in this family photo. Proof that Mrs. Inme and Miss Faye traded items featuring their favourite characters. A family photo?